What's up, nomads? Welcome to your new favorite travel podcast, Two Beers Till Takeoff, the podcast that delivers expert knowledge, the information you won't get in your guidebooks, and a story that's guaranteed to make you say, what the fuck, or your money back.
B, you know our episodes are free, right?
Happy hour time.
Happy hour time, number 2.
Numero dos.
It's happy hour. Maybe I should partake.
You like, I'm sipping teas. What you sipping on right now?
I got a craft beer. Are you a craft beer guy?
Oh, nice. I mean, I'll drink beer, but I don't have a favorite or anything, you know.
Yeah, I love craft beer, but I don't think craft beer loves me. After like 3 or 4, the next day is just disastrous.
Yeah.
It's not even that I'm drunk. It's just there's something in it that's just I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the fact that it's not like completely commercialized, or it's not like as commercialized as like, you know, the Budweisers or the non-craft beers.
I was gonna ask what makes a craft beer? Like, why do you call it a craft beer? You know,
it's a craft beer. I think that it's just a smaller batch of product, therefore the quality's higher, potentially.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, those
who knows?
ones.
Yeah. After a couple of them, like they're tough on the stomach, but they're just so tasty. That's why I can't stay away. So yes, cheers on happy hour number 2.
Cheers, my brother. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm getting ready for a trip.
Yeah.
And it just seems like, you know, when you're getting ready for a trip, I think we've talked about this in the past, that everything becomes real. You know, you're like, should I spend money on this, or should I, you know what I mean? You're thinking about your money. You're thinking about, you know, all the stuff that you got to get done. Like, for example, my passport is like, I'm only getting it 2 days before I'm actually flying out.
Oh, wow.
Which is...
That's woo.
It's stressful. And then, and then another thing that I was actually thinking about is when you go to like, I don't know, like a place that has like a beach where you'll be like, you know, shirtless, coming from a cold climate. Like, I'm in a cold climate. Mm-hmm. Like, I realize that I haven't even gone that much to the gym. You know, not to say that I'm fat or anything, but like...
You're like, damn, I forgot my beach body. I didn't prepare for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like a beached whale here, but I guess I should do some speed crunches before I leave, just to tone up, you know.
Maybe do like, can you run? Not can you run, but like, do you enjoy running?
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's for me. It's like one of the things, the speediest way for me to kind of
get back
tone
to
down, you know. But you got to be consistent. I might do it at least 30 minutes every day until you leave.
Are you like a big runner? Is that something that you do marathons or anything like that?
No, not at all. I fucking hate. I absolutely hate running. But I do Muay Thai kickboxing, so that's what I do to keep in shape.
Nice. And does that help to tone down as well?
Hell yes. It does. It's great. I kind of fell off because of the pandemic, and I just really got back into it like on a consistent basis in January for like the new year, and I'm already feel like I was back when I was first started out, like 2017.
Okay, nice.
Hope I make So I'm like, I already feel like I'm back to myself. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
So I guess, do you recommend me to, I don't know Muay Thai. I know that they throw elbows. I know they do knees.
Yeah, kicks. And
do you recommend me to just go to my like couch pillows and just start throwing some elbows? Do you think that's gonna that's gonna get me to my beach body?
No, I definitely think running will get you back, bro.
Avoid
beating up your couch.
But yeah, so you're from a warm climate where is there a beach in Oakland?
Yeah, there's not a beach in Oakland, but there's a beach in this one city called Alameda, which is technically South Oakland, but it's actually its own city. It's a different city called Alameda, but it's so close and like connected to Oakland that we call it South Oakland. There's a beach
Oakland
there,
Beach.
but it's definitely not Oakland Beach. It's just Alameda Beach.
Is it nice?
But it's no, not at all. I feel like this might
Brandon
be your
Tourism
third
Officer here.
Right. This might be your third or fourth time asking me, is there a beach in Oakland? And every time I'm like, it's not good.
Well, it's because
The
people
waters-
associate California with
water-
hot, I guess, right?
Yeah, but Northern California is not. You can, if you have a nice day, like a very, very warm day, then you'll have a good time at the beach. But the water's freezing. Most of the beaches are like dirty. It's not like not the California. It's not like the Los Angeles type of beaches that you see on TV and stuff.
Okay, that it breaks the stigma a bit.
Yeah,
So
California is so
I-
big. It's just different,
It's true. It is big. You coming from a warm climate, guess you just like work out all year just because you might be at the beach at some point.
No, I work out just to be healthy and because it's fun. Doing Muay Thai for me is just like it's really fun. It has nothing to do with a random time for me being at the beach. Although it does have that benefit of if I'm going to the beach, I saying I feel good taking my shirt off, but that's not the motivation. It's just really fun, and I like to be like I'm getting older. I don't want to lose my youthfulness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So I'm
After
trying to
30,
stay
your
on my
muscles
toes.
just don't rejuvenate as well as they used to, right? No, but no,
Yeah.
I was asking that because like coming from a cold climate, like in the winter, it's almost like you're like a bear. You're like, well, I guess
Hibernating.
I'll have that extra piece of cake, or I'll like just because it helps you layer with the cold.
Right. Yeah, luckily that's not a strategy I need to take on. It does get pretty cold now. I know it's not going to be as cold as other places in America and other places across the globe, but for us, it does get cold in the winter. So we're not just out every single day with our shirts off and shorts and shit in the Bay Area.
Skateboarding.
Now, in Los Angeles, it's a little different. Los Angeles and San Diego, it's a little different. It will be pretty sunny and fairly warm year round. You know what I mean? But that's just Hollywood. So people watch movies and they think all of California is like that when it's not.
So I guess for people to know, is it like kind of like once you hit San Francisco north, it's colder than the
Exactly.
south, like Los Angeles, San Diego.
Most definitely, yeah. San Francisco, particularly, is more what's the word I'm looking for? More overcast and very cold and like foggy, almost year round. And
Wow.
it's because of where it sits in the bay, the fog. It's just like a very foggy city. So people come. Like I was literally just in San Francisco 2 days ago, chilling on the beach, and it's like super windy, and we're like, I'm sitting there with my homegirl, and we got our hoodies on and stuff, and there's a family that is next to us, like kind of having their kids like play in the water and take like play on their phones and stuff, and this one lady just kind of walks up to us, and she's like, "Is it always like this?" And the thing is, it was a very sunny day, super sunny. It was just super windy. You know what I mean? So now, if the wind wasn't blowing, it would have been like a warm day, and by warm I mean I think it was like in maybe the upper 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so like 79, maybe 80 degrees.
So I don't know the exact
Yeah,
version, but it's something like
Neither
15
do I. Something like that. Yeah.
Celsius. Somebody correct us somewhere.
Right, but it was super windy though, so it wasn't cold because it was still warm, but it was like so windy that you still were gonna want to wear a jacket, So the lady walks up and she's like, "Yeah, we're from New Mexico, and we did not expect it to be like this cold, It's
Yeah,
like, you're actually lucky because it's usually like overcast,
Yeah, it really sounds like where I live now. So I used to live, I guess, an hour away from where I am now in New Brunswick. And so there's the Bay of Fundy. I don't know if you know what the Bay of Fundy is. So it's right here.
I was hoping you were gonna do it.
It's a recurring thing. It's coming back, baby. And man,
Oh, it's
literally
like, oh, this
driving, like literally driving an hour. Like I left central. So I lived in Fredericton, so central New Brunswick, and driving an hour south to St. John, where it's kind of like San Francisco, foggy and all that. Like this temperature dropped by like 13 degrees.
Jeez.
So yeah. Anyways, it's an interesting concept. But Brandon, you know what I came across the other day?
What's up?
I was going through. I was actually looking for my passport to see if it was expired, and it was expiring. So I came across this here, and you know what it was? It was my list of things to do before I turned 30. So essentially, my bucket list.
Bucket list. Okay.
How
old are you now?
I'm 31.
Okay.
So
you said it. You said it so sad. Oh, you're like, I'm 31. Damn.
Man.
Okay.
It's once you hit 30, man.
I should have asked that
shoulder,
question,
dude. Oh. I said the number of craft beers that you drink, or that you're allowed to drink, significantly goes down once you hit 30. They hurt less in the 20s. I remember that.
Yeah, definitely. But to answer your question, I do have a bucket list. Like I told you when we were texting about it, that like I have an ongoing list that I've never written down. It's always just been in my head. But since we talked about it, I was like, let me kind of put it on something. So I do have a bit of a bucket list. So you want to read yours?
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. How about you read yours first?
Okay, I'll go first.
You've already had it written down.
I did. Yeah, I remember I was with a couple friends in Germany, and we were just kind of bored, studying or whatever, and we were just like, all right, let's just create a bucket list. Like, how often do you create a bucket list? Like, it's something you think about and you may have in the back of your head, but it's just, do you ever take time to do it? Not really,
Sure.
right?
Right. Yeah.
So in terms of, so I'll go through some of the things that I got to do.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give a top 5 because it's a fairly long list. And I'll give a top 5 of the next 5 things that I'm looking to do. So one of them was to go moose hunting.
Okay.
It's just so the process in New Brunswick is just so hard. It's so hard to get a license. You have to go through a draw process. Some people, it takes 30 years to get a license to go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got to do that in 2018.
Okay.
Next one was get a tattoo.
Nice. And how old were you when you set this goal?
It was 2016, so I would have been carry the 7, 20, 26.
Okay.
26 or something like 27. Yeah, 27.
Okay. And then what was the tattoo that you got?
Well, we covered it on the first episode.
Oh.
Yeah, I only have one. Yeah, for now, I guess.
You're right.
Yeah, I got to play paintball. I had never played paintball. It just was something I always wanted to do. I was actually there on a bachelor party, and we got to dress the bachelor in a chicken suit, and then everybody line up and then just shoot him while he like kind of ran. We did that in Montreal. And then next one was
that idea.
Yeah. Next one was go running with the bulls.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happened in 2017 as well. So 2017 was a big year, I guess.
It was for me too.
And we will cover the running with the bulls, like I said, another episode at one point. And then the last one that I got off my list here was the sensory deprivation tank. Have you ever done that?
I haven't. I've always wanted to, though. Hearing about it on Rogan.
Rogan talks about it. It's weird, man. You go into this big egg, and you just it literally freaked me out. Like you have the option of like doing it with the light on or the light off. And I was like, man, screw it. I'm going straight real experience. I'm just gonna go hard and just get the real experience. And yeah, man, turn the lights off. Like I literally was, I was like, oh my god, like I can't see, like I'm blind. It's that dark, and it's plus you're floating, Yeah, so I guess for people who don't know, it's a pod that people fill with
Salt water.
like salt water and it's heated to a level that your body temperature doesn't feel like it's in water. So it feels like you're floating. And you can, yeah, like I said, you can shut the lights off, so you're floating, and so you can't really touch anything, and you're also like you're not able to see, so it's just, and you're stuck in there for like I say stuck in there, you're in there for an hour, and yeah, yeah, it was an interesting experience. Like I haven't done it since. I think I would still do it, but it was an experience. Yeah.
The only question I have about that, can you hear your heart beating like crazy when you're floating in that water?
You're way more aware of the little things that we don't realize on a day to day. Like you said, like, yeah, you feel your heart beating. You're more in
No,
tune
not
with
feel it, hear it though.
Hear it.
The reason why I ask is because I've tried to do like a float tank in my own bathtub. So I just cut the light off and like floated. But the one thing that was driving me insane was I could hear my heartbeat so much because, you know what I mean? Like my
when you get the
ears
water in
were,
your ears,
submerged. Right, exactly. Being submerged in the water for so long. It was an experience.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem for me. We had like earplugs.
Okay, so then
Yeah, so earplugs definitely make a difference, I think. But yeah, that wasn't something that I experienced.
Gotcha. Okay, so what are some of the items? Yeah.
Yeah, the top 5 here for what's left to do is visit every continent. I've got everyone except for Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. We're still counting that one.
Okay.
2 is go skydiving. Have you been skydiving?
I haven't, but that's on my bucket list.
Maybe we should do it, me and you.
I'm down. My only rules to it is I have to do it outside of my country.
Man. There's one in my province.
Do in Canada. I want to do it in a tropical area.
Yeah, there's one in my province, and like there's someone who died, I think, like in the last 5 years. So let's maybe we'll skip that one.
Yeah.
Next up is eat sushi in Japan.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like, is that like cliche? But I just really love sushi, and I'd love. You had sushi in Japan, right?
I did. Yeah, it's my first time ever having like the sashimi style. You know,
oh really?
Like the uncooked, and I didn't really care for it, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't bad at all.
But before then, you weren't really like a big fan of sushi.
I mean, I'll eat the rolls that are like cooked, you know what I mean, and wrapped in rice and shit like that. But I up until this point in my life, I had not had the sushi where it was just like the raw fish.
Right. So you were that guy in Japan who was like seeing the sashimi and taking the raw fish off and then just eating the rice.
No, I ate it as one whole.
Okay, no. I'm just teasing.
Oh no, because I mean the way it comes out is just like the pieces of the fish and not with any rice.
Oh no! What am I
like
thinking of?
Different cuts of
nigiri. Nigiri, is that the one that's on the rice?
I don't know. I'm not the one to ask.
Somebody comment on our social media somewhere and please correct us, because that stuff I forget all the sushi name stuff. I just really like it and I eat whatever they bring me. So
right, yeah. But I think that's an amazing bucket list item for you to have. You should do it at the fish market that they have there. You'd like show up super early in the morning and you get access to the fish market, but it's like first come first serve basis. It's one of the things to do while you're in Tokyo for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd be all up for that. Next one is, I don't know if you've heard of this festival, but it's called La Tomatina.
Mm-mm.
La Tomatina, man, is known as, so it's something that happens in, I believe it's Italy or is it Spain? Somebody rip me apart in the comments, please. Somebody rip me apart in the comments of our Instagram or something like that. So what it is it's the world's largest tomato fight. So basically what they do is they bring in these dump trucks full of like ripe potatoes. Tomatoes.
Could you imagine a potato fight?
It wouldn't last very long. There'd be a last man standing. So they drop all these fucking ripe tomatoes in the medieval looking streets of Italy or Spain, like I said. And yeah, people rock like swimming goggles and just throw tomatoes at each other. I think it'd be awesome.
I've seen pictures of it, and it sounds and looks like an amazing time.
Yeah,
amazing time. That reminds me of another thing I need to add to my list.
And then the last one is actually something that's easy to do around here. It's maybe even stigmatized, but it's to go lobster fishing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're on the border with Maine, my province. And so a lot of the Atlantic lobster is fished either in the Maine, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, or New Brunswick region. And it's a season there's like a season in the summer, I think, around here, the end or mid August, and you go kind of for a day, you set out your traps, and then you just kind of go pick them up. And it's not like a crazy fish, but I just always have seen it from afar, but just never on the boat. So I think it'd be super cool.
Because we talked about that when we were talking about me coming and visiting you in Canada, that we could go lobster fishing. I would love to do that.
Yeah, are you a big seafood guy?
I am. I'm like, I don't really like fish. I can tolerate it. I can eat it, but like I'm way big on like shrimp, crab, lobster, scallops, like pretty much everything else I can rock with, but I just don't really like fish like that.
Yeah, lobster is so it's big around here too. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy, man, is from the boat like 2 years ago, before the pandemic, 3 years ago, the price of lobster from the boat was around $3 a pound around here.
Sheesh.
Yeah, since then, so it's gone up to, I think last summer was from the boat was like $8, and that's $8 Canadian.
Right.
And they're anticipating another price hike, I believe, moving forward this year.
Everything is
just with the cost of fuel is just such a big expense for those type of businesses, right? So it only makes sense, and it sucks. Good for them, bad for the consumer, I guess.
Right, that's worldwide pretty much at this point. The fucking economy is so screwed over the COVID shit, Okay,
but anyways, let's hear yours, man. I'm excited.
Okay, so I have a few that I've already accomplished, right? One of the first and biggest for me was to be a nationally recognized music artist. Okay, so
nice.
that's a halfway. Like I did complete it, but deep down I didn't complete it all the way. So I've been and like featured on blogs that are nationally recognized. So technically,
like
what? This is 50.com, The Source, like a few like hip hop blogs. I'm sorry, but it was like when I would release videos or albums and stuff, I've gotten some write ups and things. So technically, I hit that goal. But deep down, like I wanted it to be more. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to be like an actual working professional artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those ones that's kind of like a 50-50 for me.
And Brandon, you know what? I think what I want to do is on our next episode, can we start talking about your rap career, just so people can get up to speed with what you did, and just maybe talk about some of your songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, definitely. We 1,000%. Let's mark it. So another
you've
one.
got good music, man. I really like the I'm in my mind again, again.
Thank you. I appreciate it, bro. Okay, so for the other ones that I've completed, it was to just travel internationally. That was big. And
big check mark.
Big check mark, and like Japan being also kind of in that same thing. It was also a bucket list item to go to Japan. So I knocked those off, 2 birds with 1 stone. The other one was to go somewhere completely by myself, minimal,
Solo.
solo in a complete foreign land and just figure it out. And I knocked that off. So like these four that I just listed are probably the like most important that I'm glad that I've already like got them accomplished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go through these pretty quickly. So my bucket list item for things I want to do is to motorbike from north to south or south to north in Vietnam. So
Nice.
take that
I've heard
time
great
to.
things.
Yeah, me too. It's. I've heard amazing things about it, and it's like, oh, I get so much wanderlust when I think about doing a journey like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever driven a bike?
I've never driven a motorcycle, but I've driven like the scooters, the mopeds or whatever.
So would you do it with a scooter or with a? Is it doable in scooter?
And I believe it could be, but I
Okay, sweet.
want to. I've already researched. Yeah, I've already researched like motorcycle
Like
classes.
the course?
that-
Yeah.
The course,
Nice.
yeah, and then you can get the certificate afterwards. Because I
Yeah.
also want to own a dirt bike. I would love to own a dirt bike. So
Yeah.
this is kind of an ongoing thing, but just doing the motorbiking from north to south or south to north is major bucket list item.
Hell yeah.
Going to Brazil.
Mm. My
Yeah,
God, we sold it. We
brother.
sold it good on the last episode,
Right,
on the
yeah,
first
for
episode.
sure.
That's great.
Yeah, dog. Going to
Anywhere,
Switzerland.
so before we get to Swiss, anywhere in
Uh-huh.
particular that you would like to go in Brazil?
I mean, I want to explore it all, right? Of course, I want to go to Rio. Of course, I want to go to Florianopolis. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Mm.
Those two are like the two major places that I know I'm going to hit when I get there. But there's just so much. Brazil's really big, and there's so many
It's
like
huge, man.
cities and towns and things that to explore. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? And the other thing is like the Portuguese language is so foreign to me that the little
is,
bit of
yeah.
research that I've done, like I've seen names of places that are recommended to me, and like I've saved them in my research, but I couldn't tell you what they are because I just don't even know how to pronounce it. I just see the word. it's like-
Obrigado.
right, exactly. So yeah, that answers that question.
Oh,
Switzerland.
and I guess before we get to Swiss,
uh,
did the last episode scare you at all because of the stuff that happened to Sid and I?
no, not at all. Nothing scares me.
I ain't scared.
Traveling. Yeah, not at all. I mean, bad things happen to people everywhere. Bad things happen in my own neighborhood. I'm not going to take anybody else's horrible experience and make it stop my future experience.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So then Switzerland, it's just such a beautiful photogenic country that I want to go and explore that area with my camera.
Yeah, man. It's so nice.
Mhm.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Like I was living I think I've told you before that I used to live in Germany for a year when I was studying there. And man, or I guess when I made my bucket list, man, I used to live probably about an hour train north of Switzerland, and I never went because I talked to some.
God.
I never went, dude, because
Oh,
I would talk to students that would go,
mhm.
and they'd tell me the prices, the stuff they paid. They're like, oh yeah, we paid like 20 some euros for like a kebab or like a doner
Okay.
kebab. And I was like,
Right.
dude, like what? Like that's like 7 euros in Germany. Like, so it's just that they have their own currency. It's so inflated. Not taking anything away from the beauty in it. Like I was there as a
Right.
student. If I was there now, I'd absolutely go. Like, I'm not trying to
Go,
scare
right.
you
It
away
makes-
from.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, we just talked about how I'm not going to get scared away of anywhere, but I'm aware of how expensive it is in Switzerland. But for me, one of the benefits of being where I grew up and where I currently live, it's so fucking expensive here that I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. You know what I mean? So
I don't know what the exchange with the USD is, But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
it's
know
listen,
either.
it's just more expensive than the countries it's surrounding. I think
Of
that's all you
course,
need to know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
A
definitely heard that.
quick story, I guess, with Switzerland. So one time I was coming back. I forget where I was coming back from. But anyways, I was in Amsterdam.
Hmm.
I was transferring through Amsterdam, and I was taking a train that was, I didn't know this, but it was breaking apart at like,
Oh my god.
it was breaking apart at a certain point. I forget, somewhere in the southwest of Germany. Okay,
Okay.
and this was at like, it was at super late at night, man. I was like, I got a flight in super late. Anyways, and I was trying to go back home to where I was living, where I was studying. Anyways, I didn't know that it's separated, that you had to be on one portion of the train. It goes
Oh
to
no.
Munich, which is the region, the way that I had to go. And then the other one goes to fucking Zurich in the south. So, dude, I was like, there was a situation going on in the train. There was a guy who was pissed that he missed, or the train was late, so he didn't want to pay for the train. The people that that do the tickets and
Right.
stuff, they started yelling at him. They started yelling at each other in German, and I was just like, holy shit! Like there was me and him in the train, in the train cart, and this guy was just fucking yelling. Meanwhile, this is happening. I'm not looking outside. Okay.
Okay.
So when the situation happens, they take him off the train and they bring him to jail or whatever. I don't know what they do. I look out the window and I see that we're in Baden-Baden, which is south of where I'm trying to go. So we've
Oh my
passed my
god.
stop already.
Right.
And I'm like,
And
oh
this is where
shit.
this is when you just realize that you're like on the wrong train or whatever, right?
Yeah, man. And we're leaving. We're leaving Baden-Baden. We're going like towards Freiburg, towards the Swiss border. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. At this point, yeah. Oh, dude, it was So it was when I was leaving for Morocco,
Okay.
and man, listen, this is just a precursor to the Morocco episode. I was in really rough shape,
Okay.
but anyways, we'll leave it at that. You continue. I didn't want to take over your Switzerland.
Oh, it's all good. I didn't even have much to say about Switzerland. I just I want to go with my camera and take some
Oh, and
amazing
I guess
landscape
just to
photos.
finish my story, I eventually I got out in Freiburg and then just took the train the other way.
Other way, okay.
Yeah.
um, Another one on my list is to travel for 6 months to a year. So like
Yes.
an extended travel where I'm just open ended and bouncing to whichever country I want to be in for as long as I want to be in it. Which will probably
That's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like to me that is the biggest bucket list item besides living out the country, which was my next one. I will want to live outside of America, whether that be to retire or to just have another home base.
Yeah, because you're pretty old, right? You're retiring soon, right?
Fuck you. You motherfucker.
but like for you with your work, I know that you've done some digital nomad stuff, the new term that we've kind of learned on the last episode.
Yeah.
What's I mean, is it possible for you to do that, I guess, in the near future?
It's definitely possible because my skill can go anywhere pretty much. You know what I mean? I think it's a skill that any corporation would need. So no matter what, I would be able to find a job somewhere, especially if, excuse me, especially if I wanted to stay in the exact type of field that I'm in.
Yeah.
But in order to make something like that happen, like if I just needed to completely pick a new career choice, then that's what I would do. You know what I mean?
Fuck
I wouldn't just fuck it. Like, what's a job? I mean, I could work for myself at that point. Shit, live in a place where it's easier enough to do that.
Yeah, the dream is just to be a consultant and work when you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, the dream is to fucking not have to work at all and do what we're meant to be doing as humans and just walk around naked eating fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's the dream.
You gotta wait till winter so I can cross this continent.
Okay.
Oh my
So
god,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
the next one was to live outside of America. Skydive. Running with the
Yeah.
Bulls is another one. You helped me to remember to put that one. Another one to take me back to Thailand is to do excuse me the Songkran Festival, and what that
Man, my
is
girlfriend did that.
really
Yeah. It's
yeah
in
it's in Chiang
where does it
Mai, so
Chiang
it's
Mai, there you
like
go.
the I want to say the second week, maybe second or third week of April, and
Yeah.
it's basically I think they're I could be completely wrong, but I'm gonna have some confidence and say that it's their New Year's, and basically the ritual is that they use water to kind of like wash away the sins, not the sins. I don't know if it's the sins or if it's like just the bad energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's
Yeah.
basically to cleanse away the bad energy to allow like the good energy to come in. And so what it has evolved into now is just like a countrywide water fight. And so it happens all over the country of Thailand, but Chiang Mai is like where you're supposed to be if you want to participate in Songkran. So it's just like a week long water fight in the streets, and it looks like so much fun. And the two times, bro, that I've been to Thailand, I missed it by like a few days.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
I'm
listen, man. My girlfriend, she spoke like it was a highlight of her trip. She just was like, man, this was. She
so
didn't say
much
man,
fun.
but she said that it was just a, hey man, it was amazing. But no, she said it was absolutely amazing. It was just I think it was like a such a communal feel that just like everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody's celebrating. And it's
Right.
kind of like a reoccurring theme with me and you. Like La Tomatina is kind of the same thing where it's a communal thing that people do, and I think that like people want to do this type of stuff because we don't get it. I
Right,
guess maybe
right.
as often as we maybe should, because it's a good feeling to do something with your community.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I just was thinking about it. I was like, how much
I just want to squirt some fuckers.
right. But I mean, you're 100% right. Like when you like that's why concerts are so fun. That's why like
Yeah.
parties are so fun. You can kind of let loose, and you know that you're on your way to let loose and have fun, and you know that everybody around you is there to let loose and have fun. And it's like the exact reason why I love hostels so much.
That's
Because
exactly what I was gonna say, dude.
you're gonna say, right? It's like no matter what, I know that the people that are coming to this particular hostel, because I researched it already, are coming for pretty much the same things that I'm coming for. So it's a lot easier to let my guard down and like approach people that I don't really know, because I already know we're already gonna have something in common that kind of, you know what I'm saying?
We're all in the same situation. Everybody,
Yeah.
there's no negative energy. We're all there to enjoy whatever the area where we're in and each other, and
Right.
it's a beautiful thing. I think I wish more people would experience what hostels are, because just like you described, that's exactly what we're looking for, right? A sense of
Yeah.
community and connection with other people from different places, and just it's a beautiful thing.
Most definitely. And I got three more quick ones. So it's just explore Africa, and then explore Southeast Asia long term. Where I can go.
So
What?
where in Africa?
That's another thing I don't know. I haven't even really started the research on it. Like Zanzibar, Ghana, Kenya, Johannesburg. Like those are some of the ones that are like the standouts for me right now. But I want to explore as many of the countries in Africa as I can, for sure.
Yeah. Would you do something like a Kilimanjaro or something like that?
I don't think I would do Kilimanjaro. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for the all day hikes, but I'm not really down for like I'm not down for the ones that like are really strenuous. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to take special gear or anything.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't even know if Kilimanjaro is the type that you need to. But I don't want to take
It,
special
it is.
gear
I think
and
it's
fucking
longer than a. You know what? I think you can do it with. I'm not sure. I think you can get some like tour guides to get you your gear. You can kind of rent it and then go up and then
Yeah,
just return the gear, I think.
right.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
know a few people that did it. It's not a hill. It's not a day trip. It's a
right.
trip.
It's like exactly, and that's not really anything that I'm totally interested in doing. But if I was in a situation where homies were like, "Yeah, we're about to go to Africa. Do you want to come?" And then one of the things we're doing is Kilimanjaro. Then I'd be like, of course, I'm." If it's already a part of the trip, then I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
But
I'm
I'm
already
not
there.
gonna. Right. I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna be like, yeah, when I go to Africa, I want to do Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
It's not
fair.
on my
Listen,
list. You know.
there's so much stuff to do in Africa, right? There's
Right. It's so humongous and so varied in the biomes and the countries. I'm really excited to go and explore that region. I almost want to make that happen this year, whether it just be me going to like one country and exploring that for a week. You know what I'm saying? I'll do these
yeah.
little week long trips. And
Yeah, I
call
mean,
it a day.
week is tough. Is tough a little bit, I think, just to get out there. For
Yeah.
some regions, you got to find that really good connector, right? Like I have looked to go to a couple African countries, like Namibia is really one that I'm interested in, just because you get the desert, you get the somewhat the Serengeti experience, but they
Hmm.
also are a German. I think they were a German colony, and there's a huge beer culture there. 2 beers still take off. We're big beer guys.
Yeah. Fucking
I
hell.
think it'd be interesting, but no, listen, I've heard really good things from Namibia.
Hmm. That's dope. Yeah. I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't know if I've heard any experiences there. But that's definitely a country I want to probably hit as many of the. Sorry, continent that I want to hit as many countries as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Your American is showing.
Yeah. So then after that is just explore Southeast Asia more.
Yep.
Where I can, and this all like a lot of these go into my like, I want to go on a trip that's 6 months to a year long. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Call it just kind of like a around the world type of trip. A lot of these funnel into that one where I'll be knocking these off as I'm completing that bucket list item.
Yep. The ultimate
And the
goal
other
at
one,
the end, yeah.
yeah, and the other one is just like the one before, but to like backpack Europe. Um, but like hit up a couple of different countries within that continent.
Yeah,
So mine are
because
pretty
right now,
easy.
which ones have you been to?
Which countries in Europe?
Yeah.
Just England and Spain.
Okay. Yeah, man. Cool. So yeah, you've got a lot to do there, but I mean, it's from what I understand, the beaten path. It's like from my experience, I guess Europe is the most developed continent. Almost said country. Is the most developed continent to travel because there's just so many different like ways to navigate. So you can go by bus, you can go by train, you can go by airplane, you can even use like car sharing services. Like it's just
Right.
so
Yeah.
accessible. It's so easy. Like the United States and Canada, like it's good if you have a
Very
car, sure.
right because it's so spread out.
Yeah, but like you said, you're going to see a lot of fields and a lot of trees and a lot of forests and stuff like that before you get to the next city, maybe more in Canada than the US.
Right.
But yeah, in Europe, it's just so dense with different stuff. You can travel, a day or two and you're in 2, 3 different languages with 2, 3 different types of currencies. It's just so, yeah, it's just so much different cultures. And it's densely it's a
Populated.
dense, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
what I was trying to say.
Right. I saw the word. It was like, where is it? I'm trying to find it.
Sometimes my French acts up, you think in French and
Right. Yeah. That's a problem that I'm excited to have. Trying to get fluent in Espanol, slowly but surely getting there. But yeah,
soon. Oh, last thing before we set off here.
what's up?
How is your Spanish?
Un poco. I can. I'm good with like what they call it, Spanglish. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm in these like Latin American countries and I'm talking to somebody that doesn't speak English, they can still understand me and I can have a conversation. But it's a lot of like, I'm slowly thinking of the words that I know, and I'll say those like, or the sentences that I know, and then I'll throw in an English word, but they'll know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, they catch the gist of your phrase you're trying to say.
Exactly.
So I'm leaving for a Spanish-speaking country here shortly. And you know what? For Canadians, like our ear, it really goes to French. French is, the second language, the second official language of Canada. We get some Spanish when we go to resorts because resorts is, a popular destination. But man, I'm going off resort. I'm going to places where a lot of people won't be speaking English. What phrases should I know?
Oh shit!
Just give me off the top of your head. Just like how am I gonna survive?
Damn. Fuck.
Dos cerveza, por favor.
I mean, of course that. But I mean, okay, you know the most simple. Hello, goodbye, bathroom. Baños.
El baño.
Yeah. El baño. Exactly. So like donde is like where, and like using donde can help a lot.
Right. Yeah.
And then like quiero, which is like I want.
Okay,
or want.
Quiero.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna write that down actually.
Right.
Te quiero, isn't that like I want you? I've heard that. Yeah. Te quiero.
Te quiero, right? The te is for you. But you would like to say like you want. You would say quieres.
So I said te quiero.
Okay.
Does that mean like?
Oh, right. So to
you
say
want?
like you want, it will be quieres. Quieres.
Okay, quieres.
It's what the right the es makes it you, and then he or she, like he wants, you say quiere. But you really wouldn't need to like that's to get a little bit more. If you're just trying to say like I want or we want, you can just saying quiero. Tres cervezas would work, even though it means that I want 3 cervezas, but you can still say, you know what I'm saying? They would know what you mean by just going up and saying quiero. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, this is a white dude. He probably doesn't know what he's talking about.
But it's like one of those things that's easy to like know what somebody means. Like if I walk up with 3 people, but I say I want 3 beers, they would still know that I'm talking about all 3 instead of saying like that.
Maybe you're just thirsty, Brandon.
I mean that too. I'm definitely a thirsty. I could definitely be a
3
thirsty
beers
man. Right. Quiero tres. Uno, dos, tres. I'm trying to think what else could get you. I mean, I think that's really it. Like where and just want. And you already know hola, adios.
Yeah, like there's some similarities with French, like example, like playa is plage in French. Like there's some words that are similar. So like amigos, ami. So you know what, Brandon? I guess the viewers are just gonna have to see if I come back alive. See if I make it.
No, you'll definitely come back alive, but it's not gonna. It's not a. You'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've traveled to countries where you don't know the language at all. So.
Brazil, like you said, Portuguese earlier, like is just it's so foreign. There's some stuff that's I guess similar to French,
right.
like the same example, like beach is praia instead of plage.
Okay,
I guess somewhat close, but no, like you said, it's just completely different. But with that, I will say, muchas gracias. Gracias por todo,
hermano. Por todo, or
I think that means like for everything.
For everything, yeah, por todo.
So for all the information.
Yes, de nada, mi amigo, mi hermano.
But anyways, man. So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to our next happy hour to crack a little beer and to learn more about your music career.
And then we'll be learning more about your Colombian trip, right? Or we're gonna have to dedicate a full episode to that. How are we gonna handle that?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See if I can. It's funny though. Like when you have a travel podcast that focuses on like crazy stories, you're kind of like, when you're traveling, it kind of makes it tricky, I think, because you're like, should I go down this dark alley?
Right. It might end up in a good episode. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about your time out there, though. For sure.
Right on, man. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Peace out.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Two Beers Till Takeoff. Do you want free additional content or just to stay connected with the show? Then give us a follow on our social media platform. That means TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of them. Are you in need of podcast production services, video editing, or anything in between? Then look no further than Strut Sound Productions, the official producer of the Two Beers Till Takeoff podcast. Music produced by Alex Gagne. Check out his work in our show notes. Voiceover done by Viking Leo K. See you next week on Two Beers Till Takeoff.